Hey, RJ Helms here, back with some more Let's Play OpenTTD. In the last episode, we spent quite a while making some tweaks, but the biggest thing we did was build this ring road around Taberheim, this ring railroad. So this episode, I want to expand the system. I talked about how there's a bunch of opportunities for building more ring roads in a bunch of these towns, but I don't think that's my next priority. My goal here, of course, is to get every town on the map connected to this rail system. And so I think a better priority than improving service in individual towns is expanding to more towns. One thing I want to do before I get too far into that, though, is deal with the fact that I've completely hemmed in this town now. I'm going to do that with a couple bridges over this ring road. So one thing I want to do with these bridges is make sure that I'm leaving room on both sides of my track for some expansion. So, for example, I'll do some terraforming here. But something like that is perfect. And I'll do a couple of these on each side of the road. Those two look great. Let's choose a good candidate here. This one I'm actually going to connect just down to that town. I want to service that town eventually. This one can be over here. I'm actually going to leave it hemmed in here and up here as well. The town can grow it this way. That'll be perfect. Another thing I'm going to want to do is actually buy up a bunch of property all around this ring road. I'm actually going to want to completely hem in one space, so I do have some room so the town won't actually grow right up against my existing track. Just like this. And once I have this done, now the town is hemmed in a little bit still, but it will continue to be able to grow. And that'll do quite nicely. So we'll just leave that aside for now. And what I was thinking of doing is starting another line to go down and connect some of these towns here. I was thinking that just another kind of local service line coming from Eldegruba station here and going down to these two towns and then these two towns would be something that would be pretty profitable. So let's get started on that. The first thing that I want to do, I'm going to turn off the cargo flow legend for this, is expand this railroad station here by 2 tracks, because I'm going to be greatly increasing the number of vehicles on it. It's already quite a few. I think I can actually pull this all the way back to this jog here, remove this, and signal this all up. Yeah, like so. That's perfect. And where's my last signal here? Is it there? No, that was a mistake. Why do you not want me to do this? There we go. Okay, it's here. There we go. That's what I wanted to see. And finally, that one there. And now, this is a good 4-track railroad, so that's perfect. And I need to start thinking about my train line down. So I'm going to want it to be the same thing with the 2 in parallel. My train line coming in is pretty straightforward. Coming out will be a little trickier. Thankfully there's a lot of space between the tracks here, so I've got a lot of room to build a nice, somewhat efficient bridging system. So if this comes back 3, extends 3. Let's turn up nicely. Should come by 1 more. And that'll do quite nicely. Signal off these bridges, like so. And we've got another merge off this, so now this line is connected up to this one station. So I want to build a station in Altshausen. I want to build a station in Donauwort. How's that going to go? I think this could do with some wanton destruction to keep this efficient. Just so that this can nestle in nicely with the town grid. I think that will do great. Because I've already upset the local authority. We know how to solve that problem. Very poor. I'm targeting mediocre as always. If I can. Sometimes you can get away with building a station at poor. Yes, there we go. The actual number is something specific enough that you can't actually see it in the UI. It's somewhere at the high end of poor, I believe. Right, and this is just, is there a hill here? Yes, there is. But this is just a straightforward jog over a couple tiles. And that slope is perfectly fine. So signal that up. Let's join up the next town. I think it's the same thing. The best way to get over here is just a straightforward jog like so. And I think I'm just going to go for broke with this. I'm going to connect it all the way. So in this town, the station will be here, which is a bit far away, but that's okay. And here, tack it in nice and neat here, and then nice and neat in here, and that'll be over our station. Let's have some trees. Oh no, trees are going to be a bit distracting here. It's pretty distracting as it is, I think, with the sheer density I've gotten there. I'm going to come down. So this height is 4 and this height is 2. I think the best thing to do is to do this turn at height 2 and then use this space to step up nicely. Oh, no, that's not what I want. Yeah, just like that. Okay, so I'll have to destroy some of this track. I was a bit too eager there. Put 5 tiles. 5 tiles. And we've got our nice slope up to the next town. And we signal it up. This is all on the same level, so that's absolutely beautiful. So keeping this ring right-hand drive, let's join this up like that. I can actually pull it all the way over with a nice wide turn. These turns can be pretty tight, because this train's going to be slowing down there anyways. And let's turn that up, and that's a line built very quickly. Convert those signals, and we've got our line built. Obviously, we'll need some buses to make it pay, but I think that's a pretty good job as far as getting that line on very quickly. So the question is where to put the depot. I think I'm going to put it down here. That'll be fine right there, and we should choose our train type. It was the turboliner I used on that express line, right? Yeah, it was, and that's been very successful, so I'm actually just going to keep with that. And a bunch of high-speed cars. Fill length 5 tiles. And then we just can get it going and get the time table started. That's perfect. I did not want to go to the last to click on that set anyways, but I misclicked, so that worked perfectly. Let's get this guy autofilling. And while it's happening, we'll give these guys their standard names, make the group. So this could be DMW. This can be Vilsbach, so DLB. Donau Fort can be DNF. Altshausen can be AZH. I think that's all of them. It sure is. So I add a new group, which is DMW to EDG. Let's hook up some bus service while we wait for this to get going. I'll start with this town because this is the one where it actually... Oh no, I'm not going to start with that one because that's the one where the local authority is really mad at me. All these towns are pretty small, so this might take a while to pay for itself. Yeah, like this town here is actually so small that a bus is barely going to do anything. But just in the interest of future-proofing the system and making this pay as efficiently as possible, I am going to build this. Still poor in the... There we go, mediocre in the local authority. So money's just pouring in. And that was my loan, wasn't it? So if this guy was here, the next station should go there, I guess. DMWC. And I need a vehicle type. Passengers, maximum capacity. Yeah, there's a new one, the Prime Ironwood. Oh, that is not what I wanted to do. How do I undo that? Show hidden display. There we go. I didn't even know that was a feature. Get you started. You are local DMW in the local group. The same thing down here. Same thing with local authority does not feel good about me. I guess I did wreak havoc on all of these towns. So it's good to know about building trees. What's going on here? There we go. Very poor. Blowing through my budget with all these trees. They do get spendy. But they'll pay for themselves. So here. And then down here. That'll work great. So you will be the LBC. Before I get you started, this timetable is ready. Not 14 days. 4 days. And you can be 5 and 6, and you can go away. Now I can get this guy there. It's going to be the same thing, that prime ironwood. On the local VLB route. How do you feel about me now, Donald Ford? Oh, you're atrocious. I'm going to let that one wait, because I think I might just have to have service improve the station rating. But this is ready. So let's sort its timetable. Doing all the station stops first, and then I'll do the travel time. I suspect that 22 days in EDG is actually a case of it possibly having to wait for another train in one way or another, but that's going to be the order of business at that station, so it makes sense that I want to have that in the timetable. Okay, now let's go to Altshausen and butter up its local authority. Very poor. Poor. Can I build a station? Is it that kind of poor? Yes. So you will be AZHC. Did that VLB bus, did I finish the timetable on it? No, I didn't. I closed it by accident, so let's get this guy sorted. Good thing I caught that notification down there. And let's do the same thing in this town. Same vehicle, same idea. Get its order autofilling. Make a local AZH group. Put this bus in it. And watch that timetable complete. How many people are on this train actually? 5. Okay, so this might take a while for it to start paying for itself. That is also because there's so many passengers in the system that don't have their already have the routes calculated. It does take some time, of course, for the cargo flow, the cargo distribution calculations to update to changes in the cargo map. And so it'll be a while before we actually see the true potential of this route be realized. I don't think it'll need very many trains to start, but I am hoping, of course, that these towns will all grow because of the service. And of course, there's some small towns to connect. So it's more of an investment in the long term than something I expect to be profitable today. But that is no trouble at all. So next, just to see this town, what they think of me, their local authority rating. I still can't afford to bribe them. So this one might actually just be a case where I have to wait. I might have really done in my station rating here beyond what I'm able to deal with. Which does happen, but it should improve as I give them some service. My station rating here is good, so it should be rising. To MSBE, where's that? It's over here, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so they are feeding into my system pretty reasonably. So one thing to do while I wait for that, I do want to do some more capacity tweaking, but is to connect up this town as well. If I'm worried about not having enough passengers in this system, this new system, one way to deal with that is to build more passenger collecting feeder routes. So this can be RNH. You can go, you will be something I'm going for by maximum speed, which is still a scenic cruiser. I'll put you right into the train station. Actually, no, I'm going to consider that. I'm going to put you into the downtown stop, such as it is, and get you started. You need a group which is DMWC to RNH. And there's a couple new vehicles available, so let's look at our auto replacement orders. Foster Pioneer Bus is still going, so if I go to remaining lifetime, you're a Hereford double-decker. Those are starting to get old, which is good, but there's one to replace them. So I'll put that replacement order in. The Foster Pioneer buses. There's just 2 left. I'm not sure why they're not replacing. That's not the end of the world. Let's pay down our loan while we wait. Spent a lot of money on a lot of silly things this year, but that's somewhat to be expected. So with this timetable ready, I'll put some slack into it and get this guy out of the way. So I'm going to wrap things up more or less here. One thing I'm going to do is put 2 more vehicles on the 2 lines that come out of ABG, both the local service and the express service, because they both look like they could use it. So you, my friend, are the express service vehicle, or the local service vehicle, sorry, so I'm going to clone you, and plop you onto the timetable. And you here are the express vehicle. So I'm going to plop you onto the timetable as well. Let's just fast forward a bit for this to clear. Pay down this as much of this loan as I can. And that should improve some of these capacities a bit more. We might actually start looking pretty soon at being able to improve carrying capacity of these lines, I think that's a ways away, because we only have 26 trains. But that can be something that we think about as the problem comes. So, I think that's going to be it for this episode. In the next episode, we can look at building another train line if we want one. I think what we would do, perhaps as the next best candidate, would be one that runs up to service these towns, either from Heiligenhausen, which seems like a pretty good candidate because it's already kind of forming itself as a hub, or from one of these stations. This is going crazy, so that might be something to do with, but we'll deal with that in an upcoming episode. Until then, I've been RJ Helms, this has been OpenTTD. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video, leave a comment, or subscribe to my channel if you have any thoughts or want to see more. And I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks so much.